Nobody was really approaching education in that era the way Miss Harrison and Miss Gavin were.
They had a vision.
Kids were outside. They were swimming on the Gulf. They were riding horseback on the beach. They were having classes under the banyan trees.
When ODA was founded in 1924, Sarasota was truly a paradise.
A school where the kids were involved.
The wellness of the child is just as important as their academics.
They just had such a freedom here, and I think that probably went with them as they went forth into the world.
2 women had the gumption to start a school.
Women who knew instinctively that when you place students out of doors and give them an opportunity to learn experientially, that it will embolden them.
How many schools could boast that their students built the library of the school? It was founded mostly on love. I mean, these ladies came from Belgium after World War I with all of the children that were half-starved. I think that when they came over to Sarasota, to Siesta Key, that same love was prevalent.
Going all the way back to Fennell and Gabby, that was the ethos of the place, that there's a deep love and commitment to children.
Catherine Gavin passed away in 1933. Fennell Harrison must have been very hard for her to keep going. She managed for another 5 years before turning the ownership over to her nephew.
In this long journey of 100 years, it wasn't always easy. There were times in the history of the school where we weren't sure if it was going to remain a school.
From 1942 to 1977, there was a series of owners and heads of school. The longest tenure was a gentleman named Mr. James Rich, and he was the owner from 1955 to 1976 when, sadly enough, he died of a sudden heart attack. Unfortunately, by the time Mr. Rich died, enrollment had dipped back down to about 78 students. Developers were clamoring to be on Siesta Key. Property values had increased tremendously, and the school was facing some really tough times. The idea of a group of parents deciding to purchase a school is amazing.
It's because they knew that out of door was the best possible educational foundation for their children. These parents wouldn't have had it any other way, and neither will we.
At the low point, because my husband happened to be a trustee, was 55 was the enrollment. There was a Friday afternoon, and the call came from the school. It said, we can't make payroll. So my husband at that time was the treasurer. He called the other board members and said, meet me at the school and bring your checkbook. And that's how they made payroll.
Jerry Lubner, Bob Geyer, and David Band. They used to make payroll out of their own pocketbooks. When I heard about that, that inspired me.
In 1985, if you can imagine, the campus was like the original school in 1924. They had that out-of-door feeling. Dixie Vance would walk the beach and talk about what they found. The faculty here was absolutely wonderful. They knew that they had a scope and that they could work within it or without it. By that freedom, it brings out the best in children and in all of us.
Martha was a great leader.
I felt like I was the builder.
That was her vision, was to have the high school.
We needed a college preparatory high school with the curriculum and the vision to continue.
Her friend, Mary Fran Carroll, came down here to run Schrader Manatee Ranch. Mary Fran wanted to, find ways to build it up. She went to Martha and said, we'll donate land if you build a school out here.
Martha said, all right, everybody, get on the bus. And we went down this dirt road, and everybody's going, what is going on? And she says, all right, get off the bus. And right where you're standing, she said, this is where we're going to build the high school. I mean, there wasn't a house, there was nothing out there, nothing.
I mean, who's gonna come out here?
Riding back, 5 miles on a dirt road, wondering where are the kids going to come from?
People told us we were absolutely crazy to be going out there because there was nothing there.
Everyone stayed the course. This campus sold us on what private school could be.
We built a school. We built a high school. Savages, Bowers, Petricks, all their names are on the buildings.
Such a leap of faith. Such a leap of faith.
I don't think I really realized what an undertaking that was.
To go out there now and see what's there is, I don't have a word to describe it. So many people after us kept it going and built it.
At our first event, I remember we netted $77,000, and to us, that was $1 million.
Extravaganza was one of the first big parties of the season.
It was an extravaganza.
Extravaganza was born out of the notion that we were not going to be able to complete payroll for the year.
So we put up a circus tent that had just come from South America, and it was donated by one of our parents. It still smelled like a circus tent.
It was here on the campus, black tie. We would auction these items off.
I was the dog lady. I used to walk around every year. They had a puppy. Puppies, the price would go up and up and up and up and up.
And where that money went was to pay the bills, to pay the salaries.
We didn't have cell phones. I remember my husband would answer the phone because we had one landline. Extravaganza. And we wanted the school to be here.
When David Mahler came to the school, we were operating year to year, paycheck to paycheck, more or less. David had the ability to really calm the waters. It was able to carry the school forward.
We reversed course and then we began to invest. We were able to then put the Art Center in Lakewood Ranch. We were able to put the Vital Student Center and the Dart STEM Center, and we were able to build Thunder Stadium and tennis courts and athletic fields and a new middle school. The endowment went from $100,000 to $35 million. There would not be a Lakewood Ranch campus without the Eline family. The Savage family, Gerd Petrick, they were the initial investors. Ron Gelbman, Ken Pendry, Betsy Kane Hartnett, Ann Granow, the Cozell family. You'll get me emotional with the Emmons. I was just so fortunate to work with so many incredible people.
It was kind of a special place right off the bat.
I fell in love. And I left that day knowing I had a job. I didn't know for how much money. I didn't know exactly what my job was. It was fun. Teaching at ODA was fun. It walks a beautiful line between being a serious academic institution and a really beautiful, comfortable place for faculty and kids to get to know each other.
Because you don't imagine a school looking like this. You don't imagine a school feeling like this. The love and the learning that happens in a community that is so unique.
Walking across the mulch with a little boy named John Krause who took my hand. He was my admissions officer. He is the one that, sold me on this campus.
She wasn't just going to be in a room all day. She was going to be outside. And there were picnic tables. And there were kids running around. And it was just like, what a wonderful place to learn, and at her pace.
This campus spoke to me because there's nothing like this. All the footprints in the sand, all the tiles from all the students that came through here.
Primary education for children is probably the most important component of their life, and they're going to carry that with them forever.
Once you know who you are, then you know how you fit into the universe.
If they don't have that foundation,
then I don't see how they're going to be able to succeed. That's what At-A-Door Academy offers.
It has had it in its DNA from 1924. We as a faculty will go to the end of the earth for the kids.
And I'm proud of what it is today, knowing that I had some small part to play in it, and I'd do it all over again.
It's not just a school, it's more than that.
At-A-Door Academy is a family.
It's authentic, that sense of belonging and pride. The people that are here, they made an intentional effort to make sure that we continue what the founders started.
Foundations of its beginning are really important to everything that's occurred.
It's magic here. It's bigger and the buildings are different, but the feeling is still the same. And I think the children that are here today, I look forward to them having their children go to school here. Make it work for the next generation and their generation.
Get involved. Support it.
We're growing. After 100 years, we are still growing.
I'm proud to be a part of it.
We are incredibly grateful for your support, and you can count on us to continue these traditions of loving your children, challenging your children in a safe environment, and helping them find their passions.